Hey y'all, I'm Fabulous Zoe. Welcome to my channel if you've never been here before, and welcome back if you have. So to start off, I'm going to tell you about my hair. I have type 3 and 4 hair, anywhere from 3B to 4B. I haven't defined it, so I don't really know. I have been transitioning for 1 year and 1 month. So the style that we're going to be doing today is Bantu knots, and you're going to want to part out little squares over your head. The smaller the squares you part, the better. Well, the more defined. But when you do the squares, you don't want to do it too precise because at the end you're going to have to cover those up. So the first product that I'm going to use is the Aussie Moist Detangling Leave-In Conditioner. And I just spray that all over my hair, and that's just to detangle it. The next product that I'm going to be using is the Cream of Nature Pure Honey Moisture Whip Twisting Cream. So after you comb those two products throughout your hair and make sure that everything is smooth, you're going to want to start twisting your hair. It doesn't really matter what direction you twist your hair in, whatever feels comfortable for your hand at the time. And all of your twists don't have to go the same way. So you're going to want to twist it in a twirling motion like you see me doing right here. And you're going to want to make sure that the ends of your hair is combed out. The ends of your hair is the most important part of it because that's like the bulk of what you're going to see in the style. So after you make sure that everything is combed out, you're going to want to start twisting the hair around itself. And holding it at the base like you see me doing is the best way to make sure that it forms the knot correctly. So every time that you twist it around, you're going to want to wrap it underneath itself. And you'll see that better in the next clip that shows a close-up of what I'm doing. As you can see, every time I go around to make another layer of the knot, I twirl the hair around my finger again to make sure that the twist is tight. If the twist isn't tight, the knot is not going to come out right. So when you get to the end, you're going to want to secure it with a bobby pin. You always have to secure the ends. You're going to want to try to tuck it underneath the knot, but for like some extra security, you're going to want to put a bobby pin. Okay, so when you get done, this is what your first little unicorn knot is supposed to look like. So this is pretty much the same thing that I did in the first one. It's just a close-up. And as you can see, to make it easier on me, as I'm constantly wrapping the hair around to form the knot, I'm leaning the knot to the side so that I can make sure that the hair is getting underneath the knot. If that helps you to make sure that you do it correctly, then, you know, use that tip. And this is what two little unicorn knots look like. So I'm going to continue this process on all of my hair. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. And I'll be back when I get done with my entire head. So just in case you're new to my channel or you haven't seen the ratio of relaxed and natural hair that I have, so that you can see the line of demarcation in my hair and see where I'm at in my journey. Like I said previously, I'm 1 year and 7 months into my transition. So after everything is done, I kind of just feel around and make sure that everything is tight, nothing is loose, no pins have come out, and I just wrap it up, put it in a bonnet or something, and go to sleep. You can sit under the dryer and take it down the same day. I don't do that. I let it air dry and I leave it in for about 2 days, sometimes 3. If you leave it in over 3 days, it's not going to come out right. So after 2 days were up, this is what my twists look like. My knots look like they were completely dry. To take it down, you're going to want to put some oil on your hands so that it doesn't get frizzy. So to take it down, it's really easy to take down. You just twist it like a bottle cap, and then once it gets loose, you start to pull on it as you twist, and then once it gets all the way loose, you twirl it around your finger to keep the shape of the curl, to try to minimize frizz. So this is what the curls look like straight out of the knots. You just do that to all of the knots in your head. So when you get to the point where you start to separate the curls to make the fro, you're going to want to put even more oil in your hand, because oil minimizes the frizz, and you're going to want to twist the hair the opposite way that it's already twisted. Or if it doesn't loosen up when you twist it the opposite way, you can just stick your finger through the base of it and find where it naturally separates, and then pull it apart. See right there how it naturally separated. It separated easily. Now when you take it down, after you separate it, you're going to want to twirl it around your finger. That's something that I didn't really do first starting out, which was a mistake. And you don't want to separate too much on the first day that you take it down, because over time your hair is going to grow. Like the curls are going to kind of loosen up and your fro gonna get bigger. So if you separate it too much on the first day, you're gonna end up with frizz by like day 3. If you separate it a little bit on day 1, you can wear it for like 7 days. I think that's the longest I've ever worn this style. So I'm gonna speed this up. It's very self-explanatory, but if you have any questions, leave it down below in the comment box and I'll definitely reply. I reply to all of my comments. So after you separated every curl, the maximum amount of times that you want to separate the curls, you're gonna get a pick and you're gonna pick up the roots. Do not pull the pick all the way through your hair. Don't pull it even halfway through your hair, because you don't want to mess up the curls. You just want to pick up the roots, because like I said, you have to cover up all of those parts that you made, and you have to make it a fro. So you got to make it big. So to start off, you're just gonna pick up the roots of your hair, and that's gonna do majority of the work for you. Like that's gonna make the style using the pick. So while you're picking out your hair, if you feel like any hard spots that don't feel like you want to come up, it's probably because you didn't separate a curl enough. So you just go back in and separate the curl 1 or 2 times and keep picking. And as you see, I have all of those like little spots where you can see my scalp at. You're gonna use the pick to cover those spots up. So you just keep picking and keep picking and keep picking, and then you have to separate some more. And as you can see, those spots are covered. I use a elastic band, like one of those large elastic bands, and just put it around my head. And I also use it to push my edges back because I don't use any edge control. So I push it back. You don't want to push it too far because you're not going for a high puff. You just want to push it right behind your edges. So after I put that on, it brings a little more shape to your hair, and then you just want to pick it out some more. But you don't want to over pick. So pick some with your hand and then pick some with the pick. So at this point, you just pick it until you're satisfied with how it looks. But just remember that the bigger you make it on the first day, the least amount of time it's gonna last. So once I think I'm done picking, I go back in and just pick up random curls and twirl them around my finger to make them go back to the curl that they were when I first started separating them. Now usually my Bantu knot outs actually turn out better than this, but I started using different products. So yeah. Here are some pictures of how it turned out in the end. I hope you really liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Make sure you turn on my post notifications. If you have any styles that you would like for me to do, leave it in the comments. If you have suggestions, or if you just want to say hey, leave it in the comments. So again, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, and stay fabulous.